welcome into Texans Today. I'm your host, Jeremy Chuggs, and coming up on today's show, I can't lie, this is shout out to Stranger Things. This is one of the strangest shows I've done in the past couple months. But yes, we're talking J.J. Watt return. Is it possible? What did the Texans legend say to have me talking about it on a Tuesday morning? Also, what is the deal with Jimmie Ward? Is he coming back? Is he not coming back? It might not be due to injury. I'll get more into that because the Houston Chronicle dropped a very interesting article last week that I kind of want to break down on the back half of today's show. And then lastly, because of all the stuff we're talking about today, can the Texans even sign a free agent? Do they have any cap space? What is the deal with that? All this broken down on today's show, but it is the holiday season, and I've been, kind of binge watching a little bit of Stranger Things, but me and my wife, we like to watch the holiday movies from time to time. So let me know down below, what is your favorite holiday movie? J.O.D., I'm going to put you on the spot, my producer. What's your favorite holiday movie? He said Elf. Let me know yours down in the comment section. And actually, J.O.D., before we go to this, I did get a DM from somebody, a Texans fan named Lily Joe, and she wanted me to give a special shout-out. Tanner Trost, I heard you watch my videos every single day. You're a massive Texans fan, and today is your birthday, so wanted to give you a special shout-out. You got a great girlfriend, it sounds like, because she watches Texans Today as well, but I just wanted to give you a shout-out. Thanks for supporting the channel. Thanks for watching all my videos, and I hope you have a happy birthday. All right, let's get into our first story of today's show. J.J. Watt, he's back in the news cycle. He told CBS Sports and Antonio Pierce on the dais that he could make a comeback. They asked him, simply, would you be able to play if a team, the Texans, wanted you to come back? This is J.J. Watt's response. I could, especially a third down situational pass rusher. Absolutely. Now, tomorrow would be hell, but I could do it. I mean, I don't know how great I would be. I still run and I do sprints. I still work out, so I could do it. A full game, 65 plays, that would put me into the ground, brother. But I'd be down for the count. You want me to come in for 20 right now, 20 plays? Absolutely. I'll give you a sack, no question. And, I mean, I don't know about you, J.O.D. That sounds to me like he wants to play. He was saying he would give you a sack, no question. And if he did come back for the Texans, that's all they would need him to be, a situational pass rusher, play 20 to 25 snaps, and that's exactly the role that J.J. Watt kind of envisions himself being in if he does decide to return. And as a rotational defensive lineman, I think this could absolutely work. We've seen two defensive linemen out for the season in the past 2 weeks. Tim Settle Jr. with foot surgery, and then now this past week, Mario Edwards Jr. out for the season with a pectoral injury. So, could the stars be aligning for J.J. Watt to return as a Houston Texan? And when you look back, his last year in the league, a lot of guys, they go out and, they're a shell of themselves. J.J. Watt, his last year with the Cardinals, was actually really good. 12 and a half sacks, 18 tackles for loss, 7 pass breakups. I mean, you're telling me that he couldn't give you, 15 to 20 good snaps if he came back right now? I'd be down for it. Like, tell me right now, would you be pumped to see 99 back out there? And maybe call me crazy, call me a conspiracy theorist. I have the tinfoil hat on, but Danielle Hunter, Texans defensive end, whenever he signed with the Texans, he had worn 99 his entire career with the Minnesota Vikings. Whenever he came to the Texans, he said, 99, that's taken up by somebody already. He switched his number to 55. Did he see the writing on the wall? Did he know that possibly one day JJ could lace him back up for the Houston Texans? And what better year than right now with the Texans on the precipice of a possible playoff run, one of the scariest teams, one of the best defenses in the entire National Football League. I mean, give me a JJ down below if you agree with me. Actually, give me a JJ down below and like the video if you would absolutely freak out over a J.J. Watt comeback right now. I know he won't be the same player, the, almost MVP caliber level player that we once saw play for the Houston Texans, but still, I mean, the best player in franchise history coming back on a magical year like we're having this season. I mean, the kid Jeremy Chuggs is absolutely screaming inside right now, yelling, J.J. freaking Watt! Like, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I'm in a fever dream right now. I don't even know. Like, pinch me. Am I dreaming right now? Is this video real that I'm talking about J.J. Watt in the year 2025? Apparently so. So go down and like the video. Give me those JJs down below in the comments section. Now, coming up, could we see another veteran reinforcement soon with Jimmie Ward returning? Or is there still some off-the-field issues that need to be fixed? And somebody that could be a thorn in the side of the Houston Texans outside of the NFL. I'll get to that in just a moment, but I couldn't do today's show if it wasn't for our amazing sponsor over at Prize Picks. Get started today with America's #1 fantasy sports app out there and join the millions upon millions of users and sign up today. It is the holiday season, the best time of the year for bowl games, basketball matchups, possible playoff pushes, and it's all happening at once. While you and I are out here making decisions every day, what gifts to buy, what to eat, which games to watch, there's one place where it feels good to be right. That's over at Prize Picks. Is your fantasy season already over? Yeah, my team is cooked. But with Prize Picks, I don't have to wait until next year's draft. Prize Picks lets you play fantasy football every week. Pick your favorite players and win when they hit their projections every week. No draft required. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to have a little fun this week. I'm going an all QB lineup this week. Gardner Minshew. We all know Patrick Mahomes, torn ACL. Don't know the next time that we'll see him. But Gardner Minshew going up against the Titans, give me the less on that. I think the Titans might be able to beat the Chiefs with Gardner Minshew at QB. Trevor Lawrence going up against Denver. Give me the less on his pass yards. That Denver defense is maybe the second best in the league behind this Texans team. C.J. Stroud, give me the more on his pass yards. They're playing Las Vegas this week, so, I mean, he better get more than 231.5 pass yards. And then Phillip Rivers, they continue to use that photo. Don't come at me, but I do think it's kind of funny. Phillip Rivers, the old man, they have him at 150.5 pass yards. I'm still going the less on that. I think they're going to run the rock a lot with Jonathan Taylor instead of throwing with Phillip Rivers. You can use my lineup, or heck, go make your own. Just do it over on Prize Picks. As you see, it's super simple. Just pick more or less on at least two player stats. Get your picks right, you could cash in. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. All right, could we see Jimmie Ward returning soon for the Houston Texans? Safety has been the one position on this defense that has been a rotating door. Everybody that has been playing that position for the Texans seems like they only play a couple weeks before they either get cut, injured, this, that, or the other, right? C.J. Gardner-Johnson got cut after week 3. And then we saw, Jalen Reed got injured for the Texans. And it just seemed like we can't keep anybody at that MJ Stewart season-ending injury, right? Like, nobody has been able to keep that safety position solid. Could it be DeMeco Ryans' old friend Jimmie Ward? Remember, Jimmie Ward was the first player that DeMeco Ryans signed to the Texans after he got the head coaching job and has been kind of his go-to guy on the defense. But injury might not be the issue. The Houston Chronicle released an article going over Ward's legal proceedings with his former partner, and could this be the reason why he's still not playing for the Texans? Because, he's been dealing with a foot injury. It's been, well discussed. He's been dealing with it, but, that's going all the way to the offseason. Like, is it still an issue to the point where he can't play, or is there something else Texans fans should be worried about? Let's look at this Houston Chronicle article. The suit accuses Ward of past drug and alcohol abuse and possibly being under the influence of methamphetamines during the alleged June 12th attack. Other requests from Buzbee, the lawyer for Ward's accuser, include communications between Ward or his representation and the Texans organization regarding the incidents in question, along with admitting physical abuse or threats of violence against West. For Ward, this process mirrors Deshaun Watson's dealings versus Buzbee, the same lawyer that represented all of the accusers from Deshaun Watson. The Houston-based lawyer filed civil lawsuits against the former Texans quarterback on behalf of women who accused Watson of sexual misconduct during massage appointments. The suit also sought documentation from the Texans organization regarding their communications with Watson. So the same lawyer that was with the dealings with Deshaun Watson and his accusers is with the same, basically on the same side against the Texans with Jimmie Ward. And he's going after not only Ward, he wasn't only going after Watson, he's going after the Houston Texans because, as you saw in that article, one of the main points is he's trying to, within these legal proceedings, get the communications between Ward, his team, and the Houston Texans organization. And not only that, Tony Buzbee is also possibly targeting the Houston Texans intentionally because not only the Deshaun Watson case, not only the Jimmie Ward case, he's also representing Kerry McNair, Cal McNair's brother, who is actively suing the Houston Texans because he feels like he got pushed out of the ownership group and he deserves more say and more part of this Texans team. At the end of the day, it does seem like a track record of Tony Buzbee going after the Houston Texans and going after this organization. I mean, I'm not saying he's on the wrong side of anything. He's doing his job as a lawyer and, defending his clients. But it is kind of strange that all of his clients seem to be lining up against the Houston Texans, right? Like that, Houston-based lawyer, this, that, or the other. I mean, once is maybe a coincidence, maybe even 2 times. But 3 times, that's a pattern, right? That's a pattern between him and the Houston Texans organization. So something that we're going to have to keep an eye on, especially with this Jimmie Ward drama. I don't know if he's out still due to injury or because of the legal proceedings. He was cleared of charges before, but now this is a civil suit, and Tony Buzbee is trying to, essentially go after Jimmie Ward's character and go after his name. And, wrong or right, maybe it's working. Maybe that's what's keeping Jimmie Ward off the field for the time being. Now, if there's any more to do with Jimmie Ward, any of the legal proceedings, even around, Kerry McNair versus Cal McNair, make sure you hit that subscribe button here for more updates around your Houston Texans. All year long, I got you covered. No matter if it's on the field, off the field, we got you covered. Your one-stop shop for Texans news and rumors updates. It's here at Texans Today. Now, before I let you go, I have one more thing I want to discuss on today's show, and that's, will the Texans sign a free agent? And, this, that, and the other, everybody's talked about, we don't have any money. We don't, this, that, the Texans can't sign anybody. They should sign a big-name free agent. Well, before we get into any of that, one of my favorite follows on Twitter actually is at Texans Cap. If you haven't given him a follow, you should do so. Everything kind of the money-wise side of the Houston Texans, he's got you covered. And he put out this photo on X talking about the Texans' current salary cap projection for this season as of December 15th, 2025. So he put it out just yesterday. And he said the Texans' projected cap space right now is a little bit over $5 million. So I don't know what J.J. Watt would want in a possible contract. I don't know what other guys would want in a possible contract because there's been multiple players linked to the Texans and in a position of need. The guy that I was just talking about, Jimmie Ward, safety, multiple safeties have been linked to the Houston Texans. Justin Simmons came out and said he wanted to play for this Texans defense. Tyrann Mathieu, the Honey Badger, also said he would love to play for DeMeco Ryans in Houston. So what's the holdup? Texans don't want to pay these guys, or they're waiting on Jimmie Ward, that situation to kind of clear out, or they just feel comfortable with, Miles Bryant and all the practice squad players that they have that they keep on, bringing up. It seems like kind of working out just fine because the Texans defense has been number 1 in the NFL throughout the season. Just something to look at because the Texans, as we get further along the season, the contract number is going to go down because you're paying guys per game. So if you're only paying them for a couple of games, playoffs, that cap number, that amount that you're going to have to pay these guys is going to go down as well. So maybe they're waiting towards the end of the year. Maybe they're waiting right before the playoffs to sign a couple more guys. But something to at least keep an eye out. Make sure you give Texas Cap a follow, though, on X. And make sure you give me a follow on X as well while you're there. At Jeremy Chugs, I'm always tweeting around the Houston Texans, the NFL, just my inner thoughts, everything you need to know around Jeremy Chugs. And if you made it to the end of today's video, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're doing something right. You made it all the way to the end of the video. So why not take a chance on me? Go down and hit that subscribe button. And I always say this, give me 1 week. Hit that sub button, give me 1 week. It's 100% free. If you don't like it in a week, unsubscribe. But let me prove to you why this is the #1 Texans channel here on YouTube.